So I touched on this last week, but my mic was tripping balls, so I had to delete the whole entire vlog because you couldn't hear anything. But I fucked up my back. Funny enough, it wasn't from lifting, doing weight that I shouldn't have been doing. I was literally taking a shit and I was playing Clash Royale. Guess I was on the John for too long, just kind of hunched over after my shit. All of a sudden, just sporadic nerve pain. And I know exactly what nerve pain feels like. I've dealt with this before. But in my back, dude, it felt like fireworks were going off in my lower back. And that day, I did try to stretch. I couldn't even do this, bro. Like, I was having to do my toe touch stretch like this. Like I was doing an RDL, and this is about as far as I can go. So I tried still going to the gym that day, because it was like, well, it's just kind of a deload, lighter weight. No good, bro. I got to 2 reds, picked it up, couldn't even attempt it. That was for squat. But since then, I've been stretching. I did have to go lighter on the deadlifts on Thursday, but I was still able to lift. I think it was like 350, so that's a 350. And then I've been stretching, and my back feels good. You know, I can bend it over in this way. It still feels tight though. So I thought I'd at least come in and try it out. It's gonna be a hit or miss because this is peak week number 1. So the weight is like, it's a pretty big intensifier. I gotta go up to 500 pounds. Like I gotta do a set of 514, then a 5x3 with 500 pounds for the fucking squat. Bench will be chilling, but squat, either the pain's gonna be good enough to the point where we can get it done, or my prediction, if the back isn't whack, I feel like we'll get to like the 400 warm-up range and then just have to call it. But that's the good thing about the powerlifting program in terms of the content. If I can't do the squats, I still have the bench. Anyways, we're getting into serious mode right off the fucking bat, man, because this shit is no joke. You know, like, do you see me laughing? It's serious. So right off the bat, I could tell, but that was gonna be obvious, that it feels a lot better than last week when I attempted the squats. Because last week, I couldn't even do the 8 reps of just the bar and the warm-up. I did like 6 because it was so fucking painful and uncomfortable, and I was moving like slow as shit. So it's already a good sign. And the next good sign would be warming up past 2 reds, because that's about the max that we could do during that time. And we couldn't even do it. I stood up with it and I was like, hell no. We'll be able to do the 2 reds. I think we'll be able to do the whole squat session, to be honest. We just got to be really careful with the back, and we have taken the precautions. Still doing our stretches before the gym, and we did do active stretching. Warmed up on one of the cardio machines as well for like solid 3 before going into the squats. We are going to stretch a ton after today's gym session. So we have taken necessary precautions. I think the only thing that's gonna bother me is just it's gonna be tight. You know what I mean? It's still kind of just like sore and tight from just that little injury. But each time, like, it shouldn't be too bothersome. Like, each time I think about or dealing with pain from now on, I just remember the root canal, and it really helps me deal with the pain like real shit, because I'm just like, Okay, yeah, this shit hurts, it sucks, but it is nothing compared to the root canal. Like, this is nothing. And actually makes me grateful that the pain is the way it is and not the same pain as the root canal. So, if it's tight, sore, whatever, I can deal with that. Just as long as it's not like, as long as it doesn't get to the point where it was last week where I got up to a certain weight and just couldn't do it. And then also as long as we don't just fuck it up even worse. You know what I mean? Like just go down on the fucking top set and then just like fucking destroy our back. But you don't get anywhere not taking any risk. So today we risk it for the biscuit. And if we end the lifting career, so be it. I think we are gonna get the belt on for this. But I mean, this is a pretty big jump. Going to 375, I believe this is. In the like 375, 377, around that. From 260, so over 100-pound jump. It's decent weight. More than halfway of what we have to go up to for that top single before we do some back off sets. So I feel like if we can do this and feel good, I don't know what that was. If we can do this and feel good, then we should be able to handle what's to come for the squats. Yeah, so we're good. Like I said, it just feels a little bit tight, but you know how tightness is, you know. Usually as you warm up more, it starts to go away and you're fine, don't really feel it till after everything's said and done again. And even then that's more of like lactic acid, you know what I'm saying? So tightness should be fine, to be honest. So I think we'll be able to conquer today's squat day. All right, so I definitely do feel a little bit in my back. Definitely getting fucking tight as shit. So we're gonna pray that this fucking warm up, this is the last warm up before I have to go up to my top set. We're gonna pray that this untightens the back instead of making it a little bit worse. But the good thing is, like when I first fried it up, I couldn't bend it like this. Like I couldn't round my back. I can round my back now. So I'm hoping that that means that like what was initially going on is like all better and shit. And that we're dealing with now is just the aftermath of it all, which is just a tight back. You know what I mean? So hopefully we can go down with this and come back up. That actually felt really good. I think all we need to do is kind of slow down the descent, just with the way the back is right now. I don't think it's wise for me to just kind of keep it tight and flexed when it's already feeling a little bit vulnerable. So just spending a little bit more time on that descent, and we should be able to do everything. All right, man, so we got the 514 on. I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. I don't think I need a full, like, crazy amount of rests. I feel good. Like I said, I know it sounds like a broken record, but just repeating things to myself helps me feel better about them and really drill in my mind what I need to do so I don't just pick it up and then feel the weight and then just fucking lose all my thoughts and shit. You know, it's drilled into my brain to the point where even without thinking, I still do it anyways. Slow down the descent. You know what I mean? Because the way the back is vulnerable, because it's only been not even a full week after I fucked it up, the back is still vulnerable. And I feel like if I just put all that tension and load on it, it definitely could make things worse. You know, so we'll just slow it down. Slow it down. So that way we don't have to just remain and hold like all that tightness in our back for the whole entirety of the lift. You know, because when you're kind of going down fast like that, you have to have that tension in there. You know what I mean? You can't just be all loose and then just, so. I hope you understand what I'm saying. It all makes sense in my head. I basically, I know what to do so that we don't fuck up anything worse. All right, slow down. That's good. Walking it back in the rack was harder than actually doing the squat, so we've at least gotten the top single done. So we don't have to worry about having to stop at the warm-up or yeah. So now we got 5 sets of 500 pounds for 3. It's gonna be great, guys. Tune in for the show. Anyways, since, even though not by much, it is less weight, probably take about, probably take about 2 minutes of rest and then get that first set done. We have moved it down to 500. I think that was about 2 minutes rest, so we're gonna lock in and do this shit. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to take Barbella and so that's what we're about to head over and do. It's definitely awkward. I'm feeling just like the way I'm having to position myself so that I'm not terrorizing my back is kind of putting more load on my quads than I'm used to. So as you can see, like, so it's getting shaky on those sets when it usually wouldn't. But I don't know. It also could be because I'm just underestimating the fucking weight, to be honest. Like, one thing this program has done is, I don't know where I was going with that, but anyways, I could just be not really thinking about the weight because I'm thinking about my back, when in reality, I've never done 500 pounds for multiple sets, not even after a back off. You know, if I go for 514, 520 during a top single, you know, like 500 is like what I would go up to for that last set of 3 if it called for it, but never multiple sets of 500. So it could just be a lot more load than we're used to. So yeah, legs are kind of getting fatigued more. I know it's not a good idea, but like I said, don't get anywhere playing it safe. But I think I am just kind of gonna grind out the pain and pit my back in that fixed position where I have a little bit of that rounding going on before my sets. Just to feel more comfortable. Like, I want to squat the squats the way I'm used to. Like, I'm trying to make it make sense. I don't want to like do squats the way I'm not used to. I want to do squats the way I would in a competition or when I go for a max. And the way I'm doing them now is not that, because I'm too fixated on let's not, you know, tweak out the back even more. In reality, that ship has already sailed. If we wanted to play it safe and preserve the back, we wouldn't even be fucking here doing squats. So taking that into consideration, we might as well just fucking, you know, risk it and then just to do squats the way we usually would. Yeah, we'll make sure that the last 4 sets are moving the way they usually would and doing it strong. All right, so I did grind another set off camera, and I did try just kind of like taking the pain and, you know, pitting my back in that fixed position. I just can't. Like, the load is too heavy for me to do that. Like, my back, literally, it's not even a matter of pain. It will not let me do that. Like, I cannot round a little bit, get into that fixed position with that much load on my back. It's just, I can't do that right now. So unfortunately, we are gonna have to do this kind of awkward different squat, at least for today. But little back update. It does hurt, I'm not gonna lie. And I now am making a new rule for myself. If it gets to a point where I can no longer round my back at all, so I'm having to walk like this, and I cannot touch my toes, and I'm gonna be checking before I start every set, that's it. And we're gonna move on to the bench. But until then, I feel good. Fortunately, after the deload, and yes, I did talk shit about the deload because it didn't feel like a deload, it was a lot of weight, but it actually was a deload because my body feels pretty fucking good. To the point where despite having to lift in a shit position and my back feeling like shit, the weight is still moving pretty handsomely. Not overwhelmingly handsomely like Ryan, but decently handsome. You know what I'm saying? So deload definitely coming in clutch. Because if this was any other week, after like the first 2 weeks or something, oh, I wouldn't be able to, bro. Probably get a little bit more chalk on this just for some more security. So I'm figuring out, after feeling it out even more, what's going on. Just where the back is, we're kind of having to squat more upright. That's what the back's making us do. So instead, probably won't be able to tell. Get out if you can. Instead of getting into my position like this, you know, so I would have it, I'm kind of having to go like this. You know what I mean? Which is, funny enough, what we've been working on not doing. But the good thing is, since we have done that, up until I think we started working on not doing that, like 2 weeks ago, we still have some experience lifting like that, so it's not all bad. And the reps are still getting done without vaporizing the back, so can't complain. But 2 sets of this bullshit left, and then we move on to the bench. Squat check. We're good to go for the last set. I did grind another set off camera. Bear Ryan is my witness. So we do have the last set before we move on to bench. And then bench, we're chilling. We're not using our back from that. I mean, we do have to arch and whatnot, but like I said, the problem with just when my back was going sporadic was just that I couldn't round it. And then when we're arching, it's the opposite position. So we should be chilling. We have this last set. I'm gonna miss just having this thick ass girl on my back. But when we do bench, we still got 340 pounds of thick ass on our chest. More seaweed medley deal. Oh, come on, bitch. Back is still intact. Gonna be doing a lot of back stretches at the end of today's session, but I'm gonna go ahead and get warmed up for the bench portion now. We're gonna finish we did finish the warm up, so we're gonna go ahead and lock in for this first set. Oh, and then after this, forgot, get the percentage for you guys, give you precisely what I'm doing. But number wise, this is gonna be 430, or not 430, I fucking wish. 330 for 4 sets of 6. So shouldn't be too bad. Building up to this week, we've had plenty of times where we've done, I think the max we did was like 330 for sets of 7 on the Mondays. So it should be chill. Hella solid, hella solid. Also, just the tendons, I've talked about that before. Seems like they're finally catching up to, you know, the muscle, and it's not as painful to hold it in bench. So it's good for a set, and already 3 more. So I grinded 2 sets off camera. Apologies. It's just that the first one felt really good. So I was like, I'm just gonna go right into these other ones. And cameraman was doing their shit during the time and did not want to disturb them. So we did grind 2 sets, which leaves us with just 1. And I gotta say, bench is feeling really good. Say it all the time. I am, as annoying as it is, grateful for all the sets, all the reps. Really makes you in tune with your lifts so that you can, so then you can kind of decipher, or not decipher, just be really in tune and really just pick apart your lifts. And today I found that one thing that feels really good for me is just really gripping that bar. Kind of just like obviously you grip it for bench, but like that, like I'm trying to bend it and pull it apart, like really have a grip on that bar. It just kind of feels better. And it's just like, I don't know, it kind of just feels like I'm more in control, and it just creates this all around smoother bench experience. Just a little cool, fun thing I found out about my bench that's gonna help me not only push the limits of my lifts, but also just help that heavy weight feel lighter. today was a win. Squat was a little bit uncomfortable. Just getting in a position that we did not like, made it harder, and back was still kicked up during that, but we still got it done. And it's not like the weight was actually moving like shit. And bench felt really fucking good today. So all around, huge W. We endured, we got through it, didn't fuck up the back even more, and we learned something new. So tomorrow will be quite the challenge, deadlifting though, because it will probably just be as big as the challenges today was. So actually no, it might be slightly harder just because your back is more involved in the deads, but and then also the fact that it is a recording night, a long one at that. So having to do the intra-kev dogs, the hip thrusts, all that, might make things tighter, but I think if we just get some good sleep, like as soon as we get back from recording, you know, shower, brush your teeth, all that, go to sleep, and make sure we're getting a good stretch after today's session, and then good stretch before the gym tomorrow, we should be straight. And then after the deads, it's simple. Do have other back movements to do, but nothing like tearing up the lower back. For rows, I could just switch them out. Like, it's supposed to be like pendulum, whatever rows, where it's just kind of like a deadlift, you know, like, but we'll just switch that out for machine row or something, just to not fuck up the back completely. But everything should be, anyways, everything should be, what's going on?